So again, we're gonna change it up this week, Mike. In the previous episode, wanted to kind of ask you questions on the remaining months for or the rest of the year for 2023, and to kind of get your perspective. But now that we got that out of the way, you know what? I mean, 2023 is right around the corner as far as the end of the year, so might as well start to talk about maybe what's heading into 2024, so we can kind of get proactively prepared for what you might see. I mean, I like to gather as much perspective from different resources to kind of see what makes sense to me. But yeah, I've been thinking about what you've been thinking
There you go.
for 2024. Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
by the
Well,
way,
yes, go
all that
ahead.
I work very happily for Velocity Morse Capital. All the ideas and topics discussed on this channel, that of my own. So, what you got, Mike?
Oh, 2024. So I haven't given this a lot of thought. I've had a couple of minutes to think about this. Um, so first off, I guess let me get this out of the way.
Hmm.
I don't think we're going to do a lot of transactions, right? If you're paid on transactions, I got bad news for you. I think we're going to be right around 4.2 million transactions. We're not going back to 6 million next year.
Right.
Sorry. Um, I just
So,
don't
so
see
instead
it.
of Dom Perignon, it's Domino's Pizza.
Yeah, it's Domino's Pizza. Yeah, Dom Perignon to Domino's Pizza. Exactly.
Right.
Um, I think rates. Well, let me say it this way. My hope is mortgage rates average 6% for 2024.
Really?
We need to buy time in
Hmm.
order for the market to heal itself. We got to create a spread. So
Right.
that's my hope.
Right.
My fear
Uh,
is this dreaded recession that's been called by everybody and their brother
right.
actually happens. And
It's just
it just it happens, right? And
right.
we suddenly get rates dropping to 5%. That's a fear of mine. Because what I have learned, at least thus far this year, is rates matter. I know that's not earth shattering, but it really does. And I have top 1% agents tell me weekly what's going on. 7%, where we are today, slows the market down. 6% picks the market up. 5% would be frightful on the demand level because, Stephen, next year we don't have supply. I told Beth Traverso last week. She says the spring selling season starts in January.
Right.
We didn't have one this year. I'm
Hmm.
like, Beth, you're not going to have one next year either. This wave of supply that you've been used to for 20 plus years is not coming. You'll get the onesie twosie from grandma
Right.
who wants to retire and
Right.
job transfer, but this
Hmm.
wave of it's not coming. It's just not coming. So I fear 5% interest rates would do ungood. And then the last thing to talk about
Uh,
is Joe Biden. Joe Biden, I believe, has a proposal for $100 billion for first generational home buyers. If that or a version of that
mhm.
goes through and we unleash 4 million buyers for first time homes, dude, Stephen, I'm terrified. I'm terrified. My
Well,
my
what?
portfolio might jump 25%.
Well, here's the thing. I think, I mean, I mean, for new buyers, like you said, first time buyers. I mean, now it's just the developers just got to step up their game. I mean, locally here, right down the street, the first actual 3D printed house community
Oh
up
wow.
in yeah, it's just right down the street from my house. So it's right over here. So I mean, they've got I think 20 homes, and they popped up very quickly. And they're already starting to sell them. So I mean, I don't know. There's just so many different kind of moving parts to all this because again, if there's enough builders to build enough homes at that time, but again, like 4 million, man, you'd have to kind of be building them just like churning and burning. You'd have to just put them out like, well, no, don't put them out like China. Like I was thinking, like, oh, they're just popping them up everywhere and you're gonna have enough. But now
Then
they
they
got like
fall
ghost
down.
cities and yeah, and then they fall down because they're using like cheap materials and whatnot. So I was like, no, 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 don't do that, China. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna man, it's just a weird time that we're
It's a
living in with
slog.
just
Yeah.
Right,
the
dude.
transactions.
Geopolitical events, like you got. Oh man, it's just.
I don't
That's why
have
all
great
that gray
feeling
hair,
about.
man. Look at all that
Yeah,
gray hair.
well
Right, I
earned,
can't.
well
Yeah,
earned
you know
gray
what I
hair.
mean.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. So
when's the
I
last
don't
time you
have.
seen an Asian guy? Yeah, when's the last time, by the way, you seen an Asian guy on anywhere with gray hair? They don't, because they usually just color it all. So, yeah,
You earned it.
what you see is what you get.
You
Yeah.
get the stripes. Yeah. So I yeah, for the market in general, 2024 is going to be rough. But that said, let's turn it back to investors. Let's turn it back to one rental at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So as I kind of said in 2023, I think the market slows down and we get a better chance to find need versus want, right? I need to sell versus
Right.
want to sell. I think 2024 is an amazing year if you do the work. I just think there will be some people that have to sell. And unless the property's perfect and dialed in and passes all these inspections, somebody else has to buy it.
Right.
And I think it's going to be hard. I think credit's going to tighten. I think you're going to have to be creative. Again, Velocity has at its core the 90% CLTV, but you and I created the 50-40-10. I
Mm-hmm.
look forward to using it. I've written offers with the 50-40-10 on apartments. They're not ready for the offer yet, but I'm planting the
Right.
seed, right?
Right.
Because I've been playing this game long enough. I sometimes have to write the same seller an offer
Right.
4 or
A couple
5
times.
times until they respond.
Right.
So the 50-40-10 is amazing. I can get below market interest rates when I blend it, right? Yours
Yep.
is at whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
theirs is at 1 or 2. Bingo, bango,
Mm-hmm.
blended rates below.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think if I like we did 2 flips last year, I would
Mm-hmm.
use the ARV Pro this time instead of cash, right?
Right.
Because I just dumped a bunch of cash in this uh, luxury home, so I would
Well,
have to use it this
it's so
time.
funny you just because another person who called me asking information on the ARV because they spent all their cash. Now it's all tied up into it because they got to
Yeah,
wait to finance because the financing guy at the time needs 12 months seasoning or whatever they're looking at. So then
all that
now,
stuff.
you know,
Yeah,
and so they're like, wait, I could have bought this and this and this when I only had to put 20% down instead of doing it all cash and then doing the rehab all. So yeah, you get it.
yeah. Yeah, so I'm excited for 2024. I'm excited for the end of 2023 because all I've ever wanted is for people that do the work where the market would slow down. For 2020 and 2021, the market didn't reward effort. It was too easy. Bad operators won. I hate
Right.
that. I want people that do the work, are good operators to win. 2023 second half, 2024, in my opinion, those people are going to win. And, Velocity, whether it's ARV Pro or CLTV loan, 90% will certainly be a part of things that I try.
Right. Well, I mean, again, in any kind of, I think, market, especially one that's starting to tighten up and where we're heading as far as rate environment, things of that nature, you really have to get creative. Otherwise, numbers don't make sense. So you just have to kind of look at things from a different angle, especially with the combination of the, seller financing up to 90% CLTV. I actually think it's a strong tool. You just got to find the right scenario and the right circumstances. So, right now, I mean, I'm doing like 899 for residential, 50% LTV and under. 30-year fix. You can add an interest-only payment option to that, and then whatever the seller is willing to carry in the second. I mean, I've seen some of them doing 1%, interest
Yeah.
only for 10 years. So combining those two, especially at that 40-50 split, your blended rate is somewhere, I think, in the low sixes or something at 90%
Yeah.
LTVs going
It's
stated,
nuts.
Yeah. So there's opportunity out there for sure. You just got to find the right one and make the offer that makes sense to you in a sense, and then kind of see where the chips fall, and then kind of go from there. You start, he low, he starts high, and kind of meet somewhere in
Yeah.
the middle. But I think there again, the right circumstances will allow for it to be a win-win situation for both parties.
Yeah. At the end of the day, what I'm excited for the next 18 months is creativity, effort, and consistency will be rewarded. If somebody wanted to get a quote or talk about the things that you can do with Velocity, how are we doing that?
Again, just email me sdao@velocitymortgage.com. In the body of the email, or excuse me, the subject line, please put the acronym ORAAT so you make it past the firewall. Body of the email, a brief description of what you're looking for. Property address would be fantastic. If not, at least the city and state where you're looking to invest in. Your mid FICO score would be very helpful as well. And of course, the best phone number to reach you at, and I'll be in touch typically 24 or 48 hours.
Thank you, buddy.